world that I was either going to make it or die trying.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's here.
I want to tell you just from me, and I know the love that you have out there in the world and people seeing your story, and they don't even know half of it. And I know they're going to soon find out because this book is going to unveil the truth and, and what's happened. And, I still, some days, I just cannot believe how your tenacious attitude just keeps fighting and keeps going through this world and life gets tough and tougher. And I've seen you go through absolute, like, just despairment and
Yeah,
discouragement and
I was
and
laughing.
still.
I know. I was laughing on the way over here. It's like it's tears of happiness, and,
Mhm.
and people are like, yeah, I'm a grown man, but you know what? Grown men cry. Grown
Yes.
men, it turns into two things. It either turns into bitterness or anger,
Mhm.
or you cry and heal. And
Mhm.
every grown, mature man should cry and heal, not take it out on other people and bruise them. And that's
Mhm.
something that I have very strong friends. I'm a very strong person. I'm a very strong
Yes.
man. Like, I know when to, buckle up and suck it up, but there's also a point when you just gotta cry, dude. It just hurts so bad that
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go like beat someone up. I'm not gonna go take it out on someone else because it's their
Mhm.
fault. I'm gonna actually cry about it. I'm gonna feel that pain and get through it and learn from it and let me make me stronger and keep going. That's
Mhm.
what I did. And you're gonna read that in this, and that's where this really hurts me because I live in, I'm around a lot of people that are very successful and
Mhm.
they have a lot of things and they're not happy.
Yeah.
Like, they're really not happy and inside, and I can feel that. I can see it. You don't
Mhm.
have to say it.
Yeah.
And my heart hurts for them because I'm like, dude, they're just not happy. And you really have to figure out what your purpose is and what you're supposed to do.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm not going to talk about that because that's in here. I don't want to
Yeah.
give too much, but you're going to find that when I was a little kid, how I manifested it and how I prayed about it and how I like almost drove people nuts that thought it was crazy because I talked about it. I don't have to explain it.
It's so funny when I think of you, Jess, and people don't, understand what level of a human being you are. Jesse came. You've been a guest on my prior show on LA Talk Radio 2 times, and both times you were without a vehicle at the time,
Yeah.
and one time you were doing whatever it took to get to me, and I actually picked you up one time, and we put the bike in the back of the car, and the second time Jesse made it with 22 minutes to get on air, and he came to the door, and he was sweating, and he was drenched in sweat, and I was like, you made it, good job. I was like, why are you so wet? And he's like, I rode my bike all the way here, and because I didn't want to disappoint you, and I didn't want to let you down, and I wanted to be here. And from then on, I knew that you would be, a significant person in my life because the character that you have was just absolutely outstanding. And you were going through a really difficult time. And I don't even know if that's profound enough words to describe what you were going through at that time. But you do whatever it takes to get to where you need to be and where you want to be. This book is a testament of you and your life and your battles and your scars and your healing and your pain. And, the one thing that I always know too is pain is, pain is something that we're all going to go through, but suffering is optional. And you
That's
choose
that's
not to
that
suffer.
part.
Yeah.
And we all go through
Yeah.
like bad stuff, dude. I hear things on a daily basis. I'm like, oh my, like, phew, I have no
Hmm.
excuse.
Yeah.
I have no excuse.
Yeah.
So there's worse than this. There's way worse than
Yeah.
this. But I had a choice, and I chose to make a huge house out of these busted bricks coming at me 90 miles an hour.
Hmm.
And I laid them as quick as I could. And they
Yeah.
kept coming. They kept coming. And it lasted for years and years and years and years. And people's like, laid the last brick. Now I'm standing on top of it. And they're going, what do you do? Now you got to read the book.
So we're gonna go back and we're gonna explain to people you're in New York, you're a model, and let's
Yeah.
start from there. So life, where did you grow up?
So I grew up on a farm, a
Hmm.
beautiful farm life. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's another thing that blows me away. I had a beautiful life growing up, up till the age of about, I'd say 10,
Mhm.
8 to 10 when, I started becoming coherent with reality,
Yeah.
where I am, what I want in life. I had already at 5, 6 years old had already started thinking like I'm gonna do this. Like I can't really explain this, but my thinker's in a whole nother.
Yeah.
I'm not on. You know what I mean?
I do.
It's just I don't know how to explain it. I don't think normal.
Yeah.
And the whole time growing up, I mean, I would spend hours just thinking of like, how am I going to do this? What am I do when I get this age? How am I going to do that? And I would think about it and dream about it and pray about it and like almost like drive people nuts. And like when I was out, like, you know, you're going to read in the part when I had blood coming out my hands and my knees because I was actually weeding on my 4th job. And I told myself, I was like, this isn't going to keep happening. I'll get it. I'll get it. And it's so worth it. So worth it. Yeah, I mean, growing up on a farm is obviously one of the most beautiful things I could have because it was perfect for getting me constructed for street smarts.
Mm-hmm.
We lack a lot of that.
Strong as well.
And being strong, like throwing hay bales for 4 years at age 7 to 12 years old. So I was doing things that honestly, that built me and gave me, you know, authenticity. And I thank my dad for that. I thank my dad for all of that. I wouldn't be where I was for my dad and mom. And you know, I owe them everything I do. And I don't know how to explain it. And I know I've made bad decisions, but the beautiful part is I forgave this force. And I know that anything can be forgiven if you mean it. So, you know, I've made bad decisions. I've done that, but I did my time. And that's something that you're going to see reading this is, it's a miserable journey. Like I read it, I'm like, oh my God, like, this guy, I gotta, honestly, I kind of want to meet this guy. I'm not sure who he is yet.
It's amazing, right?
But it's a journey where it's hard to explain coming from, you know, the family I was. I don't even have words for it.
Yeah.
But being structured how I was, and I'm very grateful for it, yet there's many things that developed in my life where I had no idea how to deal with it. And it tried to take me out because I had no education on it. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And the world's ugly, dude. I've kind of think I've seen a lot of it.
Yes.
It's nasty. I get it.
Yeah.
But the cool part is like, it's not about me. I'm realizing it's about us. It's about showing the world love. It's about being inspiring and giving the glory to God for when things go good and bad, because I don't really have control of what's going on. And when you read this book, there's no way in the world I could get to where I am without my higher power, God, and prayer. There is no freaking way.
Yeah.
Like there is stuff in this book that is like, I'm like, I don't even understand it. I'm like, it happened. So it's,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's explain to everybody that doesn't know your story, Jesse. So, growing up on a farm, you've got a great family life, you've got great parents, a lot of love, a lot of support. You decided, was it at the age of 19 that you went to New York?
Yeah, so I took off about 19, 20 and moved to New York. I was found by called Pro Scout at the time out of Lafayette, Indiana. And I ended up getting the opportunity to go with them on the show. A little runway show they had, and then I ended up, long story short, in New York. You know, did that for a few months, and it was fun. It was good. I knew that wasn't my long term, but that was something that I want. Yeah. I got to choose. I made that happen, and that was something I just wanted to do. I just wanted to do that.
So you're modeling there.
Yeah, I was modeling there. Didn't really get to play a lot of sports and stuff, and so I was like, well, I'll do something with this. So, and it was fun. I ended up, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But I, ended up getting electrocuted, went to a bar, had a couple of drinks. Supposedly somebody roofied me. We don't really have a count of that, but I did black out. You're going to read that more explicit. And, I got shocked by 13,800 volts, was electrocuted, woke up on the catwalk of a train, 60% of my body just, charred. And there's nothing left. Like whatever I thought, any expectation, anything that I ever thought is or is going to be was gone. And, I was suicidal for 2 years afterwards. Like I tried taking my life. I couldn't even take painkillers to kill myself. I'd wake up like sober, pissed. And it was just like a punch in the face, because I've saw the other side. I've died I'm gonna let them read that. You know, I saw, you know, what they talk about in the Bible. I've saw it. I can't explain it, but I tried to in the book. And it's the cool thing is I didn't want to be here. I don't like what's here. It's so dark here. It's so negative here. The people are so out to get each other.
Here meaning
in this world. Like, I honestly, I don't even, I didn't want to be here. Yeah. And to this day, I still have issues with it. I'm like, I get really tired of the negativity. Yeah. I just try to be positive. I'm just here to have a good time and and do my purpose. And this is where it's, you know, it's a daily journey for me just to deal with what I deal with people around me. Yeah. You know, if you didn't care and you don't give a rip, you could go buy a house and chill out and just, you know, live under a bushel. But what a waste. Yeah. What a waste.
Absolutely. Living in the box life, as I call it.
What a waste.
Yeah. What is your purpose, Jess?
To inspire, to motivate the world. You have difficulties are going to come. There's different levels of these difficulties. People are going to read this book and they're going to be motivated to understand how to deal with pain when it comes, let you make it stronger. There's going to be times in your life where, you know, there's certain lessons we have to learn. I can't tell you what they are. One for me, maybe one was patience. Maybe one was like healing. Maybe one was anger. Maybe one was this morning staying patient while I dug my wallet out of a car Lexus with, you know, right?
You should have told me.
You never know what you're supposed to learn at that moment. But if you don't learn it, it's going to keep happening. And it could take a minute or the rest of your entire life. That's the beautiful, scary part. Yeah. So people are like, well, how'd he get there? Learn your lessons. Learn what you're supposed to learn in life. Yeah. If you're just going in life ripping people off, like tearing people apart, trying to be famous, trying to get to the top, good luck.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about that so many times. It's like people just walking around literally being, you know, a dick in life. And it's like,
I feel like that sometimes, but it's because I care so much. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, you and I are a lot alike when it comes to that, and we talk about disappointment a lot. And there's something on a different scale for you, Jesse, is you're dealing with pain at a physical level that I can't even, we would not begin to even understand. I was actually just going through, somebody had sent me a message on Instagram on burn survivors.
I follow them on Instagram, burn survivors. Yeah.
But I was rifling through, sifting through it and looking, and I was like, wow. And my heart just hurt because, you know, we don't know what we don't know. So if we've never been in this situation.
Oh, I know. It still pains me. I mean, I look at this picture and it, on the way over here.
Hold that up for everyone? Let's just hold it up.
I mean, you look at it, and
see that?
I mean, I don't care. You guys, seriously, it's the whole thing. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, you know, it's like, it's healed, it's done. And you look at it, and it's like, once the pain's over with, now you have a piece of glass that was worth $10 that's cracked, shattered, tore apart. Man, we taped it back together. Now it's worth $14-15 billion. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Yeah. This is like what people need to understand. Like, just because you've been ran through the ringer, you've been tore apart, you can take everything from me. You can take my money, you can take it all. You're not going to take a smile off my face, and you're not going to kill me. Like, I'll keep going. And that's what we need, more of that in the world.
We do. How do you, what is it for you? What is it for you? Is it to give that love and inspire and everybody else to give the strength to keep going on? What is it that drives you every morning to wake up and not be in that pain and suffering anymore where you want to take your own life? Because I saw you a couple of years ago. I mean, you and I were both in an emotional place that was really painful. I was going through, you know, my divorce and things like that, and you were going through it. You were going through. And, you know, both of us, we're always, and that's the thing about us too. We're always the most fun, loving, and caring, and giving to everybody else. And no one would ever know that secret, silent suffering that we were going through. And I remember us talking one night and saying, you know what? I wish I would just die. And I remember both of us saying that. And we were both in so much pain, and we could relate to one another. So what drives you to keep living, keep fighting?
It's kind of hard to answer that, but I have a lot of guardian angels. I have a lot of people praying for me. I do. Yeah. And I know that helps. Like, and I'm not a religious crazy person, but I do believe in the power of prayer. Yeah. It's 110%.
You do pray yourself?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for it. And my higher power is God, and I believe in my higher power, and I'm connected with it, and rest is history.
You know, it must have been hard and difficult, not only what you were going through as the challenges of healing and going through the surgeries. And I mean, how many prosthetic arms did you go through
I mean,
in like the last couple of years?
I went through probably 6 or 7 arms, and I was with Hanger Prosthetic, and they got so frustrated with me because I was always breaking the arm, and these are expensive. These are $60,000, $70,000 arms, and I'm always breaking them. He goes, dude, you can't do this. I said, look at me. I said, if I don't go to the gym and work out, I'm going to be on drugs and painkillers and kill myself on the couch. I need this. This is therapeutic. Please help me get this arm fixed. Like, I was begging them.
Yeah, I remember.
I cried to them.
Yeah.
Because I can't sit on the couch. I have to do something. And people think PST is a joke, and it's not. And I've worked through it, but the scars and the pain will always be there. You can see it. But it doesn't matter. It's gone. But it's real. And it's like, it sucks when people come to you and like, you know, in the first 3 months, they have like 10 legs, and like, I just couldn't get an arm to work out. And they even called me not disabled because I was working out. I'm like, I don't think I'm disabled, but you, society, deemed me disabled.
Yeah.
I went to the driver's license, the DMV in the state of California, and I got my driving test here, and I drove fine. I drift cars, dude. I do everything. I grew up doing that. I do it with one arm. I'm going to post videos on it. It doesn't matter. The point being, she looked at me, she goes, it's a little weird for you to turn, so I'm going to put a W on you, and you're going to have a steering knob. And I said, you literally deemed me disabled. Dadgummit, you. I was so upset. I looked at the old lady, and I was so mad. I started shaking. I was like, fine, give me a steering knob. I'm not putting it on my cart. I was like, you just basically put me down a notch. And so I went back into my doctor, and I said, if they're going to deem me a W on my driver's license, you're going to give me a placard, and I'm not paying parking tickets. And now I don't pay parking tickets, and I have a placard. And I'm not handicapped, but it's just frustrating because the world does that to you. They deem you. They want you down, and I'm not there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it frustrated me so bad. I'm like, dude, I passed my test. I about took grandma out for a drive and took her 180 miles an hour around the corner and say, do I still need a steering knob, honey? But that's not going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it frustrated me. So, you know, people get upset at me. Like, you're not disabled. You have a handicap placard. I'm like, go talk to the DMV. I didn't do it.
Yeah. No, I know. And people are very, what's the word I'm looking for?
No,
people
it just, they don't understand. Like,
upset.
we're quick to judge.
Yeah.
And so when you read through this book, I want it to open people's minds so that we look at each other and be like, good God, we have, you know, a lot of people that have had things happen in their life that have never been acknowledged. And if you don't acknowledge it and talk about it, it gets bigger, and it's cancer. It'll kill you.
Absolutely.
And so I say some things sometimes I regret, but I need to talk. I need to vent. And you need those people in your life.
Yeah.
You really need people in your life that you can talk to and vent and say, hey, dude, I just need to talk to you, dude. Or hell, I need a hug because I'm about to go wring someone's neck. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a tough world. And this book is so much more than just overcoming something. It really is roots to things I don't understand, because some of the words that are in here, I'm like, I don't even feel like I wrote it. English is, I'm the worst at writing. It's in here, but you know, so you just got to speak it.
I haven't read it yet, and I'm really excited to read it. I mean, dealing with everything you deal with, what is it like waking up in the morning and zipping up your arm and starting the day?
I love it. I love it. I smile every time I do it because I fought so hard to get it. I think you fight hard enough to get something. When you get it, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
It kind of sickens me to people that have everything given to them.
Yeah.
It's fine, but I feel like we do need to work for some things. One thing that bugged me is when Trump goes, you know, a small loan of $1 million. And most of America is going to go, really? Well, hold on. Here's the problem. Because you can't work in trillions and trillions and make accounts like that and think in $100, okay?
Yeah.
So you can't sit here and judge people that are thinking on another level. It's like coming up to someone and be like, dude, your car tire's flat. You're going to pull over? And he's talking on the phone and his wife's dying. Sometimes we have bigger problems. Wake up.
Yeah, and people, we don't know what's going on for people.
Yeah, some people are like, oh my goodness, pull your pants up. He's just trying to get to work and his daughter died last night. You know what I mean? Like, have a little bit of
compassion.
Little bit of passion.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people, we've missed that.
I think we're missing the boat on some things, and that's why I want people to read this. I'm like, just a little. Just I know we've all been through some things, and we're all trying to, looks like we're all trying to one up each other. I get so excited talking about where I'm at, what I have, that sometimes I think, dude, is he just blowing up my face? I just want to talk about it because I've hurt so damn long now. I just want to live it.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry if I talk too much, but dude, now I have something fun to talk about. I think all you heard is my trash for 10 years.
No, it was actually, we had Stacy on the show last week, and he was talking about, coming out of prison. He's like, and now he's a comedian. He's like, I don't want to talk about all that crap. He's like, I want to talk about life and fun and fun stuff. It's like,
it's sad. Buddy comes to me these days. He's like, dude, so what happened? I was like, I kind of told him a little bit. And I was like, and then some bad stuff happened. I was like, I went to jail. I went to jail, and jail sucks for me. And that was it. And he started laughing. He's like, what? I'm like, no, I don't like jail.
I always love your stories. Let's talk about the fitness aspect of life. Okay, so when did fitness become a huge platform for you and a huge, an outlet for you and your stress? And I mean, I have to say, you look better than the average person, let alone.
That's just from throwing hay bales at 10 years old.
No,
and
but
chicken
come on,
wings. I don't know.
Come on. So when, let's talk about burns, like what that does to the tissue and the body, but to be able, and you went through surgeries to be able to help repair the skin, and now you're stretching the skin by lifting muscle, like lifting weights and getting muscle and things like that. I mean, so it's not from lifting bales of hay, but I've been in the fitness industry for a long time, and it's not just from that. I've seen you in the gym. I've seen your work ethic in there, training and working out. When was it a significant turning point for you where you're like, you know what, I'm going to apply myself into health and fitness? And you eat right, you eat really well as well. You do the meal prep and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's completely changed your mindset as well, right?
Yeah. It started kind of when I was 12, probably 10 or 12. My first weight bar was 2 parking blocks and 2. It was a 10-foot bar and two parking blocks that were about 1.5 feet long. And I took 2 hose clamps and hose clamped at the end of it. And I do my curls and presses. And I had a concrete bench on right outside the hog barn that I work out on. My dad would find it, and destroy it, and tear it apart, and I'd put it back together. I was like, don't touch my bar. And he'd fix it back together, put it back. He'd find it, hide it, and I was like, it's just on. And I thought it was, I was like, whatever. He's just. He'll never get it. And if he does, he'll have to wait for 50 years and read this. So here we are.
I love it.
And
moving forward.
Yeah. Working out, and that was that. And then I ended up getting, the plastic weights full of sand. So that was my next set. It's like up to 200 pounds, right? Now we're stepping up.
And I got my game.
Yeah. Leveling up.
That's a huge level up, right?
Yeah. Sandbags. So, yeah. I mean, that was a big deal to me, right?
Yeah.
You go from concrete parking blocks to a real sand weight. Like, that's something. Whatever. But.
And then you moved into competing.
Yeah, I moved in competing. And
let's talk about that.
I didn't really. See, I don't really like competing.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not. I just like having fun. I don't really want to compete. I compete against myself, and I kick myself every time.
But you're immense physique.
But it's like working on, structuring myself to where I can inspire people is not. Immense physique is something that I wanted to step into and really inspire people that through my journey, like anything is possible. So, about 2014, I think it was. I did my first men's physique show, got 5th in both categories in Culver City.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
What did stepping on the stage mean for you then?
It was a little emotional. It was fun. And honestly, it was a little weird. Like
what way?
Because the judge took his glasses off. He's like staring at me. He's like, and I looked at him. I looked at him and I gave him a thumbs up. And like,
did you give him this thumb or that thumb?
Yeah. Exactly. So, I don't know. He put his glasses back on, just kind of smiled, and I thought, I'm like, this guy has no clue, because it's really hard, because you can't. It's hard to judge, off.
Yeah.
So my posing was off. My posing was a wreck. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And
I remember how I was like,
I do.
Well, you probably would have got first. I think you would have got first.
Actually, they did. They had me in first, and they're like, dude, he can't even stand up. No, I'm kidding.
It was probably all the wine in the back,
Right,
right?
no. So, I got the posing was off, and it was just fun for me. It was inspiring, and,
Yeah.
and I remember the lady alongside is taking the pictures. She comes up to me and she goes, "Man, whatever you're doing, don't stop." She goes, "It's inspiring," and that moved me, and I thought that's cool. But I'm not into this whole trying to I just want to motivate people to inspire them, and I'm doing a show in Germany in 3 months. You guys can follow me, and I'll be taking this book to
Nice.
Germany. So I'm doing the
What
world.
kind of show?
I'm doing the Men's Physique World. So
Ooh.
yeah, and
Is that,
I'm a far cry from where I want to be right now physically,
Okay.
but I did this because I want to step my game up after going through all what I've been through in the past. And, my diet's been off, trying to, get through this fight and get my book done. Now I'm focused on the diet. Now I want to tune my body and really, I want to give back to my body. I want to respect it. It's done a lot for me, and I want to, see what we can do with it.
So what does it mean for you to do the Worlds then? So tell us why you're doing that.
For one, I always wanted to go drive on the Autobahn in Germany. Number two, I'm almost half German. 3.
Almost half German? Okay. I don't know what that means, but he's almost half German.
But I'm like, hey.
What's the almost other half?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's like a half of something, but not.
But he got that German in there. I like it. It works
So
well with
it works well
BMW.
when you go to Germany.
Yeah, I need to go over there, and the Autobahn's over there. So I want to go over there and drive fast because I like doing that, and I can't do that here in America. So honestly, this is the reason. I want to go over there and do a show, and I want to, move my book over there and help promote it. So it's 2 birds in 1 stone, and it's amazing. Like I want to go do this, and me and Terrellyn's going to go over there and do a show together, and it's going to help us both just to heal and stay busy and inspire others, and let the past, time heals things. Let the past it'll all get better with time.
How going through a lot of the stuff that you've been through and in your journey and the PTS. I don't like to call it PTSD because it's not a disorder in my mind. I've educated myself on this, and
I agree. It's just what it's called, but it's post-traumatic stress. I don't think it's a disorder because honestly, I'm getting through most of it, and I will tell you right now on air, I will clear it. I will get clear out of it, and you will see me completely gone from it. I am not away from it. I have some work to do yet. It still comes back, but it's dissipating, and I fight it every day. And it takes a lot of meditation, prayer, like holistic healing. Yeah. There's a lot of energy work. There's a lot of things, prayer, like you really got to have like
that balance,
your balance, mind, body, soul. You really need to balance your triangle and really keep yourself, you need 20/20 vision. And that, it's tough. It's tough. I don't have it figured out, but I will get through it.
You're getting there. You definitely stepped up. Are we good to talk about medications?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all in the book, too.
Okay. So, I've been by your side through some stuff. Yeah. I've seen it, seen the struggle. It's definitely real. Let's talk about how you got through the drinking and the medications and the pills and things like that.
Man, that's a scary subject because there's so many of us have been hurt by it. Yeah. And I'm really good at hiding it. Yeah. Mentally strong, and it's something that I abused for 3-4 years, and it wound me up with 2 DUIs in jail. It's horrible, and like I yell at, I get so frustrated with people that hit people drinking, driving like that, and texting and driving right. It's just, it's a shock, and it's not. I'm not proud of it, but the amount of pain and trying to like deal with it at that moment, there's nothing to explain that. I know.
And this isn't about the shame part
of
it.
No, it's not. I'm not shameful at all. I'm not.
This is about sharing with people how to get through that, because I remember, there was days when you would be driving and it was just like, tough to see as your friend and, really wanting to help you. But myself going through it years ago, the struggle with addictions, I struggled for years and years and years, and I knew it, and I saw the signs. I'm also a drug and alcohol addictions counselor. So being your friend, watching you in that pain and that struggle, it was very hard. But I want to share with people how you overcame that, how you got through that, how you weaned yourself off, you got better, and you took the alcohol out, you were being more responsible, and the pain pills, because the pain meds, you're in pain not only physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You were completely bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get through that? How did you overcome that?
A lot of people around me that loved me, that honestly, this is the honest truth. I knew I had to have people beside me that truly cared about me. And I have a team. Like, I have people, I have Julie Luke, I have Stephen and Mary Bauman. I'll name them. I don't care. Like, they gave me a place to sleep. They cared about me in my crap. Like, there's times where I would be at home and like, they had high expectations for me. And like, if I didn't cut my hair a certain way, or I didn't have my shirt on and I was just trying to pay my damn food bill, I got kicked out of my house, and I didn't really understand that. So I went and lived in a basement, in my friend's basement. And lived there for free. And, it was a little cold and dungy, but I didn't care. It was a place where I could lay my head and sleep, and I didn't want to be around people. So I grew my hair out to keep people away from me, because I didn't want to be in a relationship. So I actually grew my hair out. So I felt a little uglier, because I didn't want people to date me, and I didn't want to be around anyone. And I remember a girl coming up to me. She goes, "You're really handsome." She goes, "You probably have a girlfriend if you cut your hair." I said, "Yeah, that's the fucking point."
You're like, "Hey, it's working."
Right? So, and I did this to myself because I'm like, I was hurting so bad that I would destroy anyone beside me. And I said, "Jesse, you've got to stick to yourself." So I stuck to the weights. I did a lot of drinking and partying. I had some people in, Kennewick, Washington that were a good influence, but they kind of just like took me out, took me in, and treated me like family, because I had nothing left. And I would have destroyed myself. And honestly, they're kind of like these lost angels that helped me, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
And I love him to death. I don't really talk a lot anymore, but I look back at the journey. I'm like, dude, this dude, he should be dead. He's dead. He should be dead. It's just,
yeah.
And I look back, I'm like, dude, this is a God thing. This is a higher power thing. This is something that I have no control of, and it's beautiful, and I'm totally at peace with it. I love it. It's been painful, but now I can breathe, and I'm gonna enjoy, life more and have fun now from now on. Yeah, the pain's over with, and I'm just gonna heal. And I did a lot of, coming off of the painkillers and stuff. I would go to the steam room. I would go work out. I would force myself, no matter how I felt, to walk, roll, or someone drive me to the fucking gym and work out, because I knew if I didn't get those endorphins and do something, I'm done. I don't know how else to explain it. But I even at one time passed out on the gym floor, because I'm like, if I don't be at the gym, I don't know where else to be. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's it.
I've seen that. I saw a lot of it. I remember some days you'd be like, you were quiet on the phone, and I was like, "Are you all right?" And you're like, "No." And, I'd come pick you up, and we went to the gym, and you were completely miserable for about the first 17 minutes, and angry, and you had a lot of frustration and a lot of pain, and and within those 17 minutes, I saw you completely transform. And you were, and half the time, I want to share with people, half the time you didn't even have any food, Jess.
No.
This guy would go days without eating. I remember him saying, I said, "What's wrong? Like, you're usually pretty strong." And we were lifting weights all the time. And I was like, "What's up?" And you're like, "I feel like passing out. I haven't eaten." And I'm like, "What do you mean you haven't eaten?" And he's like, "I haven't eaten for a couple days." And I'm like, you had a lot of muscle on you too at that time, and you're starting to lose weight. And I remember going, at that time I was struggling too, coming out of.
No, I know. See, everyone's around me struggling, so I can't come to you and be like, "Tracy, like," I had to just suck it up. And I knew, I was like, okay, so I went and got food stamps. I just did what I had to do. I'm not proud of this. There's the time I went to Ralph's and stole food. And I stole food out of Ralph's, and the lady, she knew it, and she looked at me, she goes, "Dude, you can't do that." I said, "I know, but I'm hungry." I said, "I'm hungry." I said, "I'm sorry. I just need some food." Yeah. And I apologized, and she knew it. And she goes, "Just don't do it."
Yeah. Those are the days that you kept pushing through. And, and I want us to be able to utilize and tell people how important health and fitness is, not just to look good.
I mean, it's like,
This is-
it hurts because like I couldn't even eat right to feed myself to go to the gym. And honestly, at this moment, here's another one. Dwayne Johnson, thank you. I remembered his story of him buying a Snickers bar every day. And he said that he walked 5 miles to work out on a Snickers bar. And so on like day 2, when I'm getting lethargic, I'll just get a Snickers bar, you know, or grab me whatever I needed to do. And that's what I did. I'm like, if Dwayne Johnson can do it, I'm doing it. I'm not that bad off. I kept telling myself that. I did.
Yeah.
There's always worse. I'm not in Africa drinking mud out of a manhole trying to get water, am I?
Yeah.
I'm just hungry for 48 hours. You know what I mean? And I told myself that.
Yeah.
There's always worse, dude.
I know. I know.
That's the mindset I carry. I don't know anymore because I've had everything taken from me and taken from me and taken from me and taken from me. And I kept giving and life took and I gave and life took and I gave and life took and took and took. And I kept giving because that's what it says to do. And I got.
You absolutely did. I've seen it firsthand, and it's an absolute miracle and an honor to walk beside you on this journey. And you know,
I literally, I mean, and even told me in life coaching, they're like, when you don't have nothing, just give. And I remember somebody coming up to me. I had like $50 in my wallet. Don't do this. Like I was just fed up. I give everything I have. I was like, well, I got nothing anyways. Here, take my, you know, and I just threw all my cash in wallet left. I'm like, that was probably stupid. Now I have no cash money. But I was like, there's worse. And I think she had enough money to start her business because she needed like this much. I'm like, you can make it. I need my time.
you're like, don't forget about me later on in life.
Hit me up.
I'll be back.
I need a pretzel. You know,
getting through those times and.
But yeah, you know, I can laugh about it and I can cry about it and I can help people out. It hurts, but dude, I knew the juice would be worth the squeeze if I just did it right. Nice. I did. I told myself, I was like, dude, if you just keep fighting, and Hollywood is pretty dirty. Like everybody's out taking each other out, trying to get a buck, trying to, you know, cheating on each other, yelling at each other, ripping each other. I see it all the time. And I've even had a few of them come up and be like, Jesse, how do you? I'm like, do you not see yourself? Have you not seen yourself on MTV, fool? Like, I don't do that.
Yeah. Living in that moment of gratitude and realizing that other people have it worse off than we do. And
it's just be grateful for what you have, because I believe you be grateful for the dirt and the good, and the dirt's to make the good better if you see it. You'll read it.
I can't wait. When's this book coming out? When's the book?
April 21st.
April 21st.
April 21st.
Okay, where are we going to see it?
It's going to be on Amazon. It'll be Kindle. I'll be doing some signings around, kind of keeping my mouth shut. Probably do Barnes & Nobles, you know, in around North Hollywood, a couple places.
Okay.
You know, I'll be giving out books to people. You know, I'm not holding back. It's just, I'm just going to let it happen. Like it'll happen the way it's supposed to, and everybody gets a copy. So it's amazing. Honestly, I've read it 4 times, and I'm going to read it again. It's cool. I think this guy has something figured out, but I'm not sure.
This guy is amazing.
I don't know.
Shock of a lifetime, Jesse Sink. Tell me what your most valuable lesson in life has been.
To not judge. Seriously, I know this sounds cliche because everybody says it, but there's a deeper meaning to this. To not judge anyone, because we don't fully understand, yet love and forgive, no matter what.
I love that.
Honestly, I've paid everybody back I owed money.
Nice. Good for you.
I'm clean.
That feels good.
I don't owe, you know, I want to take care of my mom and dad. I want to help them out, but I tried to pay everyone back that I owed. I tried to be like a good person. Like I tried to do right, and like wrongful things tried to take me out, but it won't work.
Tell me how your parents are, the involvement they have right now.
Yeah, there's not much. They don't really want to have a lot to do with it. They don't want to hear about it or talk about it, and that's totally fine. They would rather just be kept out of it, and live their. I love their life. I respect it. They have a very simple, quiet life, and they want to keep it that way, and I respect that. and they just stay out of it. They don't want their names dropped or anything, but I do owe them a great amount of appreciation for, having me and loving me and showing me the tools that got me to where I am, to help, where I can help, such a hurting world.
Nice.
So,
can we talk about Tara Lynn?
Yeah, she's something else, she's someone that I call her my angel. A lot of people's like, oh, who's your girl? I'm like blown away because I said a prayer in 24 hours. She showed up. It's not, people think I'm crazy when I say that, but I'm dead serious because I was, Tracy, you know how down I was. It was bad. I had friends that actually called me and was like, dude, come work out with me, because they were like, I don't think you should be by yourself. Yep. You know what I mean? It was bad.
I remember.
It was bad. And because I was tired. I had fought, and I was just tired. And I'm like, if somebody doesn't carry me, I'm just going to collapse. And you guys called me, and you called me and came and picked me up. And there was times that, I could barely see straight. I was so tired and exhausted, but I would just go try to, go work out with one of my friends or go do something. Just do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I remember that. I remember you, it was like the fight in you was almost at an end because you were tired. Your body was tired, your mind was tired, your spirit was tired. And I remember when Tara Lynn came into the picture, and, she is an absolute blessing and an angel. And talk about loving someone back to wholeness. And
she's part of the reason I healed, and through the alcohol and the painkillers, because wow, you got to get you a good sidekick.
Absolutely. I remember, that one day she called me and we talked through it.
I mean, it's tough when you're like dealing with all that, and I can get anything from the doctor. I don't want it, but that's the problem. It's like the devil's like, here, I can give you anything and trash your life.
I know.
Right there.
What do you think about prescription drugs?
They're fucking evil.
Yeah.
I hate them. I do breathing exercises. I do like yoga. I do like, try to go out in nature. I pray. I try to do all I can, like, CBD. There's
CBD is a phenomenal
CBD has
product.
been amazing. There's the marijuana plant has, it's a God-given plant that has things in it that can help us. There's things in that. I use it. I just try to stay away from the painkillers, stay away from because all that is the Band-Aid that when you rip it off, there's just more.
Absolutely.
And so I just, I've been through enough pain. I'm like, you can deal with it, just suck it up and, buckle up. Pain is temporary. I believe if you really want greatness, you need to embrace the pain, because so many of us just want an easy ticket to greatness. And that's the disturbing part, is you got to work. If you want something, you need to work. Like, you have to work for it. I don't even know the word work. I would picture this work as a straight alcoholic, workaholic. I think would be good, because I did that to help with my PTSD. So I worked and worked and worked until I would pass out, and then wake up and work, because if you're busy, you don't. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, you don't have to.
And so I turn myself, and you guys don't do that. Like, don't, that part of this book, don't do that. Like, don't run yourself like that. But that is what I use therapeutically, because all they wanted to give me is painkillers and stuff that I'd have been dead 5 years ago.
How did you slow down then? Because you were running. I mean, you were running fast, and it was reckless, and it's hard to slow down. And I'm so guilty of that too. A lot of people ask me, why do you do everything you do? And sometimes, it's like you say, you don't want to stop and slow down, because when you stop and slow down, that's when the pain comes in. But
when I stop, and that's what I'm having right now, because I'm slowing down and I'm getting percussion. I've actually called some people up. I'm like shaking. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm thinking about this stuff. Seriously.
Yeah.
And so now I'm healing, and I'm be fine. I'll get through it. And, I'm through the worst part. Now it's just like, there's, I call it the aftershock, like the earthquake.
Yeah.
Cool. So now I got the little coming through.
Yeah.
That part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can't explain it, but
it.
that's kind of where I'm at. I'm good. And sometimes I'm like, I'm like, what? Oh. No, I was kidding.
You're like, oh my God. I know it comes in waves, and success is not a straight line. That is definitely not for sure. Whenever things are comfortable for me, I get scared because I
Me
go,
too.
okay.
Actually, I go put some negative out there.
I was like, okay.
I'm like, drop some negative in it. Just make it so that it don't on you.
I know, because I'm like, I know stuff's going haywire when it goes like that.
Yeah, I was like, everything's going good.
good.
I'll pull over and stick a hole in my tire just to cause some havoc, just so something can't happen. I'm like, I already beat it.
I know, and your mind starts. It's a mind shift and a mindset, and mindset is so powerful. Having that,
dude,
paradigm
you
shift.
do. You create what you think almost, which is disturbing.
Oh, you do.
But people are like, they think I'm crazy. But everything I've dreamed and prayed for when I was a little kid, everything I've dreamed and prayed for when I was a little kid is like manifested into my life now.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's partly because I've manifested it. I've prayed about it. I've envisioned it. I've like held onto the steering wheel of my car and yelled it while I'm driving.
Yeah.
Have you?
That's it. I've pounded on that thing. I've like kicked it. I've had temper tantrums. Screamed
I've
and
stood
cried
up on the middle of the 405 and like, it's
like,
just,
I give up.
Yeah. I quit. Hit me.
Oh yeah, little bitch fits, little temper tantrums.
No, but
yeah. Some days you just gotta put on those big boy and big girl pants and make it a day.
I feel crazy talking about it because I don't even understand. I don't understand when I read it. It's almost, it gives me a headache because I understand it, but it's like, why did it have to be like that? Why did it have to be that bad? Well, because Jesse made decisions that created that. So I chose. It could have been like easier. I could have chose easier, but Jesse's. This is what he got, and he got there, but God put some work on it to get him there.
Oh yeah, gives the toughest battles to the strongest.
Yeah, he does, right? and he chooses it. I don't know. So he has certain people. I don't understand this. Maybe not, but he gives them something different, and they're able to do something a little crazy that everybody looks at and is like, he's crazy when you. I don't know, understand it, but and he uses that in his benefit. I don't know how to explain that, but
it's funny because I think back, because you met me when I first got here, and I thought my life was pretty put together before I got here, and I was happy. I had a nice life. I had a good life. I was very happy in Canada. I had great friends. I had a great business, great career. My family, Cody. I mean, everything seemed very good, and I got here, and you met me right away, and I was on the pink cloud of newly being married and newly coming into a new country. I lived in California, my dream place to be, and I fell hard. I fell hard. I went through a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. And I look back at it now and I think, at first it was like, why me? Why me? And everyone's like, well, it's this and that. And then I realized it was a vehicle to get me here. And, and I'm able to share my story now. And through that pain, I'm able to help other women and help other women to see signs because I'm a counselor and a life coach and I'm supposed to know this stuff, and I've been through abuse before. And so I should have known the signs. I lived through it. I saw my mom go through it.
I don't think it's supposed to know. We're always learning.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Like I feel like I don't know nothing after everything I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. And that's the thing. And, I thought I had this down. Like I thought life was...
I'm like, I have some things figured out, but
Yeah. And, and we just I realize every single day that I don't know a lot and that's a good thing. And I want to keep learning and I love learning and growing. And, it's great when you get to a point where you're able to say, you know what, I'm actually grateful for that experience. I'm grateful that I went through that challenge and that pain because I am so much more of a stronger woman. And I'm at the point in my life where I am so happy with myself, and
Good.
I actually
that actually is the
myself.
most that right there is the biggest part that everybody skips.
Yeah.
Will Smith said it. Boom. He goes, dude, me and my wife got together, and he goes, we realized that we're just sitting here trying to fix a broken piece that we can't even fix.
Yeah.
And this is where Terrell and me come in. Yeah. Terrell didn't come into my life and heal me. All she did was love on the back and just seriously, she would give me time. She would come over and just hold me and then go home. She would come over, hold me and go home. We lived in two separate places. Yeah. And she'd, and she'd just watch me. And, there's times I would quit breathing at night and she would beat my chest to bring me back.
I know. She would call me
and she would call you and be like, I think he took, I think his sleeping medication. So she would beat him and bring him back.
Yeah. And we look back at it and it's like, and we, we can't love somebody else when we don't love ourselves. And that's what I realized. And that's coming out of that relationship and that marriage, was that at that time, even as happy as I was coming from another place, another country, I never really truly loved myself because I was always in a lot of pain and suffering from a lot of things I'd been through in my childhood.
That's a lot of us, though. Yeah. I mean, you just don't love yourself, and then you have something else come in and think it's going to heal it, and you have to love you before you can love anyone else. Yeah. Because I see it so many times that you can't fix a broken bowl with another broken bowl.
When you have two broken souls and spirits, and I still pray for him, and I forgive, because I'm not going to be held hostage to that situation. And the thing is that I've let it go, and I've forgiven it, and I've forgiven myself for making mistakes, and I've forgiven myself for a lot of things, and it wasn't the wrong choice. It wasn't a bad decision. It was a challenge, and God gave me that experience so that I could shine and I could rise again, and I could be the person that I am today. And to feel whole and to wake up and actually live in gratitude and have a different attitude in life. I never had that before. I've never had that. In the last year, something has completely changed in me. It's been so profound.
Welcome to the next phase of life.
Right? I'm leveling up, baby.
No, I mean, it's like once you get through that, and you see it, and you're like, man, I got that. I missed that. Boom. And you're like, next. It feels good, right? It's this sense of
breathe.
Yeah, it's like someone taking a 6x6 AMG Mercedes off your back. Just,
Absolutely. When I woke up one day and I was like, and I remember I was sitting with someone and they were like, wow, that was a big sigh. And I was like, wow, I'm here. You know what? I'm back. And it feels good to, peel away the layers of the onion and get to where we are. I have so much respect for you, and I'm just so grateful to have such a great, phenomenal friend like you. And
no, thank you. I feel like when I'm talking on this, I'm just like rambling because there's so much that I want to say, and I can only bullet point and only have so much time in this life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But there's so much that I want to say and I want to give to people because I see them hurting and I see them making the decisions I made, and I know what's going to happen. And I can do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know what? And that's not our place. And the biggest thing and the lesson that I've heard here from today from Jesse and also myself that I practice and preach this is that to love other people, don't judge other people, give love and live in love, and always just do the next right thing and
just try to be a good person. It costs zero money. I didn't need food stamps to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have anything, and I still tried to be a good person. I thought, man, if I can have nothing and be a good person, then when I have everything, I can make a movement.
I love it. Jesse Sink, where do we find you on social media?
Go to Bionic Jesse on Instagram, Jesse Sink Facebook, and then go to www.bionicjesse.com. You can put in your email address at the bottom. That comes to me so that we can get you a book when it comes out April 21st. It'll be all over. We aren't going to run out of copies, so don't worry about that. Not a problem there. But you guys get your email in. We're going to get you a copy, and let's make the world a better place because we don't know how much time we have left. One person at a time. We're not promised tomorrow. The shock of a lifetime. Jesse Sink. You've heard it here. Bionic Jesse on Instagram. Jesse Sink on Facebook. And again, I love you to death. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for having me on. And I'm glad I got here. It's worth digging that thing out of the Lexus. You weren't sweating this time when you got here. No, I wasn't sweating. I wasn't sweating. A little wallet out of a Lexus. I wasn't sweating, but I sure took a corner on the curve coming over here to make it on time. That probably shouldn't be on site. So. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today on the TLC Unleashed show, Hollywood Vibes, Sports and Life. Be good. Thanks so much. Follow this guy. He's an amazing man. And thank you for being here today. We'll see you next time. And thank you to our sponsors at Quest Nutrition. Have a great day. Thank you, guys. Bye.